I'd like to call to order the Townsend Conservation Commission meeting for March 12th, 2025 at 7:01 PM. Roll call vote, please.
Mike Potsad, present.
James Gates.
Kevin Smith.
Kevin, mind the pledge of allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can I get that copy of the agenda?
This meeting is being recorded. Is anyone else
Should have an extra
recording?
copy right there.
Oh. Yep. Good one.
Thank you.
All right.
Um, Chairman's additions and or deletions, we are removing 3.1. Yeah, we were looking for a pencil. So we're going to remove 3.1, Division of Fish and Wildlife and Gagnon, offer to purchase Tully Road property to the next meeting, March 26th. Chair report, anything that I would have will be covered in the agent report. Review and approve meeting minutes. Are you over here, Colby, or do we not have any?
I'm sorry, I missed it. What?
Meeting minutes?
No, I didn't read through this.
Okay. I'm gonna wait till the 26th. One point seven, agent report, Colby Streeter is here to explain us. And
I don't really have anything that's not gonna be covered in the meeting. Besides some grant opportunities that we've been pursuing, getting a little pulled in a couple directions because our land use coordinator position.
we have a grant.
We did, we have a new grant person. Yeah, they start today. So that's good.
Wonderful.
Yeah. They'll help Beth and I. Let's see, so the grants for this year's land surveys, the surveys have been completed, and I'll get into it in a little bit right on the agenda. The land grants, the land survey grants for next year have not come out yet. They haven't been advertised. They expect to, the Stewardship Council expects to put them out in April, May timeframe.
Okay.
I'm aware of that, and I already have,
Does it look like we'll get some, does it look like we'll get some more grant money to do a little more survey this coming year, maybe?
If we apply.
If we can get it in, yeah, if we can get it in.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep, it certainly is available. I think.
Okay, so it's on your radar and
It's
your
on the radar. I got
Awesome.
properties already designated for it, so.
Beautiful.
There's also the community grant that we have started. That's through the Stewardship Council as well. Wrapping up the application for that.
What is that for?
Well, it can be a number of things as long as it is beneficial to the Nissitissit and National Rivers. Excuse me. And there's a bunch of different types of things it can cover. Yeah. Other than that, I don't have anything to add that's not going to be covered. All right.
Thank you, Colby.
Did you do any building permits or?
Oh, geez, yeah, thank you. I did, yeah, I looked at 163 Brookline Road, and that was, for an addition, to a house garage, with a room above studio. But it was, and I went out and measured it, and it was just outside of the riverfront area, so it was about 215 feet away.
Oh, beautiful.
So I could, sign off on that. And there were two others, but they also didn't fall into our jurisdiction.
Beautiful.
That's fine, huh?
No,
Well, it's okay.
it's just an idea of what's going on.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
all right.
Because
Thank you,
in the
Colby.
past, there are times that it's. Yes. We just need to know.
Yep,
Okay, cool.
all right. You.
Did you have to mail, a butter notifications?
I did, yeah.
Do you have the little green cards
I
or
have-
whatever?
A picture of all the receipts
Okay,
on my email to Colby.
Yeah, it should be in there. Did it now?
might be, hold on.
I can pull it up on my phone too if you want.
Oh, there it
Oh,
is.
we got him. We got him.
Thank you. So this is amended order of conditions, so it's not, we don't need to open a hearing. Correct?
No.
I'm asking, 'cause
Yeah.
You're making a modification, a small modification, actually. You know, you have to-
Right.
All you're doing is modifying this, you're modifying the,
We'll see.
all you're doing is modifying the order of conditions. Which isn't really too much, by the looks of things.
I have some big plans if you guys want to take a look at them.
is that what those are? So let me just read the legal notice and then Jack, you can.
Yeah.
Give us a spiel, pursuant to the Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act and Townsend, Wetlands bylaw, the town of Concom. Hi, Pat.
Hi, did we start already?
That's all
We
right.
did,
Pat.
but I will stop what I'm doing. You can announce that you're here.
Sorry.
It's
It's
okay.
okay, Pat. Let me get the seat for you.
Take your time. We're actually ahead of the game.
Yeah. Light schedule tonight, Pat.
Where's James? And Jimmy? Where'd he
He
go?
didn't feel good, he
Yeah,
said.
very good
Does
tonight.
that have my, one has my name on it, because I only wanted a couple eggs. No, not that one. Oh, I got it. Let me just pass them down then.
Oh, boy.
Well, that was teacher for being sick. I told him I was gonna bring candy.
His favorite.
I know, that's what I
Thank
told
you,
him.
Pat. You take such good care of us.
Oh, and I have some for the, anyone here also. that would like some. Put them in a separate dish.
All right, so Pat,
Okay.
it is 7:10. If you just want to announce that you're here.
Okay, Pat Jamon at 7:10 PM.
Thank you.
Welcome.
A little early, but, so, pursuant to the Mass WPA and Town and Wetland bylaws, the Town's Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on Wednesday, March 12th, 2025 at approximately 7:15 PM. The meeting will be held virtually via Zoom meeting in person at Town Hall on an amended order of conditions filed with Concom by Jack Ritchie. The property is located at 56 Bayberry Hill Road, assessors map 17, parcel 6. The proposed project is for the demolition of present house and foundation and construction of new foundation and house. The project is within 200 feet of a riverfront area. Parties wishing to speak in support of or in opposition to this application may do so at the meeting or in writing prior to the meeting. Copies of this application are available for review at Town Hall during business hours. This DEP number is 308-0702 TWB 2023-155. It's John Ritchie, actually. Who's joining us tonight and discuss. You just purchased this property.
Yeah, so I purchased it back in January, early January, and I believe the old order of conditions and NOI called for an exact one-to-one replacement of the existing structure. What I'm proposing is that I take the existing structure and then there was several sheds, a paved area, and I'm consolidating those into one new structure, and then just moving a part of the driveway to shift it over to be more usable space. I'm also going to drill a new well and get rid of the dug well, so that way I can ship the entire house farther away from the wetlands. So it'll be less impervious area. It's closer to the river, and it's actually going to end up being 5 less square feet of impervious area once all the work is done.
And then was your driveway shifting to the left, Jack? Is that what you're proposing?
Yeah, here I got a couple of plans. We just wanted to go look down and highlight all the greenest stuff that's impervious area now that will no longer be.
Oh, thank you. What about your septic? Where is that?
So they already, if you remember this, Pat, because I remember you went down the sidewalk.
Okay.
This is on Bayberry Hill, right by the swamp. You go down the hill and then back up by the greenhouses.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of right in front of the
They already did the septic system,
Okay,
and that's completed.
okay.
Septic system's installed. Dillson Roy's been out to shoot the final grade on it. They're happy with everything. Board of Health has gone out just to look at it. They won't sign off on anything until it's actually connected to the structure.
Connected to the house.
And then they'll give the final sign off. But the septic system is essentially all done. It's just the final tie-in. What's left to do is to tear down the house, and then I'm proposing just to shift the house over and consolidate all those kind of mismatched areas into one structure. And move a lot of
So you're gonna clean up all the old,
there's
oh,
sheds.
yeah,
out
the
there,
old sheds
you know,
and the stuff
paved
that's
areas
yeah.
and stuff like that. And I'm just gonna essentially put it into the house instead.
Yeah.
I think in the top left of those plans, it gives you kind of a rundown of what's existing there square footage wise. I think the house was 1330 something square foot. There's 512 square feet of paved area, another 100 and change of sheds, and that's all within the 200-foot zone. There's one shed that's out, but I didn't count that. And that's what I'm proposing to get rid of, clean it up, and
Great idea.
just build one nice house and then shift that driveway just a little bit over to the left to kind of come right in front of the garage instead of coming way back.
Well, you're shifting the driveway further away from the wetlands,
Yeah.
from what it was before.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's, you're doing you're limited because of that property line up in the back there, so you're doing everything right.
Yep.
Get rid of that other stuff and.
So the 200-foot area, riverfront area is right here, right?
I believe that's the one, the 200 is this far out line right here. So almost everything is within that 200 foot. That's the farthest out dash mark on the right here. It goes through that paved area.
Okay.
The 100-foot markers right here, goes through the corner of the.
Should be right there, right?
That's your 100-foot, yeah. And then this one's your 200 foot.
Which is basically almost off the property, Goldie.
Yeah. Yeah, that 200 foot is just.
This is just, like I say, it's an upgrade. It's an upgrade to an existing structure, basically.
Yeah. So if you could speak to the work within the 200, how are you gonna mitigate
Yeah, sure.
erosion? Those activities.
Yeah, sure. So
Yeah, you're gonna do you'll be doing all your work basically right outside of the 100.
right outside the 100, yeah.
So you'll be doing all his work right outside the 100.
Yeah, the only thing that will be
Is
going
about
on is
5
the
feet of
removing
that shed.
Yeah, I think there's,
It's about 5 feet of that shed that falls within the 100.
yeah,
I'm familiar with the site.
yeah, and then everything else is between 100 and 200.
Yeah.
As far as erosion control, I'm going, like, everything you see in green will become grass, stabilized, and graded off.
You're gonna put we're proposing some silt fence line right along here.
Yeah,
and some
I
wattles,
believe we can,
I think
happy to
there's-
put a silt line right there. There's
He's showing
one
it
currently down
down
here,
here that's
that
existing.
the installer supplied.
Yeah.
More than happy to put one up
Don't
there.
really matter, does it?
No, I think I don't think it would hurt.
You know,
Yeah, put
throw
one up a little bit
some,
higher on that.
go
Yeah,
right across here,
Yep,
right across that 100.
yeah, and that's pretty level
That's-
out there
yeah,
anyway, so you'll catch
yeah.
it before it starts to run downhill.
What
Yeah.
do you think, some wattles right along that?
Wattles
100.
and the-
Wattles would probably be fine, cause it's
Yep.
flat anyway.
Yeah, it's
You
not
know,
really
they'll lay
running there
right
yet.
down firm,
Mike,
you know?
I like to go clockwise.
Well, I'm not familiar with the site. I did look at the pictures. I wasn't here obviously then. But everything you have said rings true to me, so I don't really have any
It's really, it's
questions.
kind of, and it's, the land is prominent.
Yeah.
To the surroundings, so
Yeah.
it's not like there's stuff coming off
No.
the hill. But, you know, stuff happens, material.
Yeah, there is a slight pitch to it,
Right.
and then it levels out
But it's
right there.
rolling, it's rolling to the road too.
Yes.
You know, it's coming to the road, so I think, in my opinion, if you've run right along this 100-foot line,
Mhm.
still gives you a little bit of work, still give you some,
Some room
you know,
for a
area
big
to,
machine there.
gonna give you area to get you still be able to get a mixer around.
Yep,
And, you know, you'll be able to bring a mixer around the backside, it's all high and dry,
yep,
Yeah, that's,
And,
pump it, like concrete
you know.
does.
Yeah, you'll get around here just fine, this hasn't been seeded anyway.
it has not been seeded yet,
So,
no.
and that's, so the existing silt fence that's there
Mhm.
is covering the area and it's been working fine for a year or whatever long that system's been in there.
All right,
So it's just a little added extra protection running that.
so it'd be
Run
great
that.
to get that, we won't stop you, but it'd be great to get that area seeded right off the bat.
Sure.
Well, come
When-
spring.
when the weather-
When the weather
Well,
permits,
well,
because it's
before
already a
it
construction area.
But,
Yeah.
Pat, your turn.
See,
Well, I agree. I mean, it is mostly flat and stuff, so, you know, I
Here's the 100-foot line right here.
think the silk fence would do just
Yeah,
fine.
this is already in, the silt fence is all in here. What we're considering
fence is
and asking
intact.
him to do would be
So
to
that's what the-
Just
take this
extend it.
line, no,
Oh.
put some wattles right across, hay bale or wattles, something just to protect that. This is his work area.
Yeah,
It still gives him just enough room to get around here and everything is good. And it'll clean up good.
So the house is gone now?
The house is still
Not yet,
standing.
But you said the land was cleared to put in the septic
No.
system.
I
don't
believe,
think it was
I'm not sure exactly
just,
where the old septic system is at. I think it might have been a little bit farther or closer to the wetlands, to be honest with you.
I think it was down in,
Yeah, just because I believe the existing well met the 100-foot, but the new system came into the 100-foot marker for that
So
well.
Mike, when they
But they
did,
brought it up the hill a
did the
little
work originally, they backed into it where they did the septic before they demoed the house or really did anything else.
Hmm.
But then the gentleman that had it, decided to sell it.
Oh,
cause it was gonna be, see, it could have been upfitted, the house could have been redone, remodeled,
Right,
restored. Upfitted, yeah, but it still would have needed a new septic and a new well,
right.
so,
Okay, so,
one of our, not my company, but one of my family companies, I should say, did the septic area. The old septic system was down in here. And so they put a new septic system in and all the fill and grading. So that whether he remodeled the old house, all he would have had to do at the time is just tie the plumbing into the house. We couldn't, or whoever did it, my son, I guess, didn't tie the plumbing into the existing home.
Hmm.
Because at that point, he wasn't sure what he was gonna do,
right,
whether he was gonna try to raise the house and put a new house there or do it. So that's why the pipe is just outside the existing house by
Okay.
like 5 feet. And he had this, Jack came along, Jack's decided that he wants to put in a brand new house. So he's, proposing to put the new house in, remove the old house, which he can sit right here with his excavator and take all the old house out, be outside the 100 feet. And have the dumpsters come out up here in this upper driveway or whatever, and no issues. And then, excavate for a new site and have all the work outside of the 100 feet.
Yeah. except for
It's a
couple
great,
feet of
great,
garage.
great improvement. Yeah, except for like 5 feet of an old shed.
Yeah.
With the sheds being moved anyway.
Yeah, you see the little shed in green.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the 100-foot line is like a third of the way through the shed.
Mhm.
But however, the silt fence, the existing silt fence that's
Right.
in is below it, that fell under the construction of the new septic system.
One question I have is, do you plan on doing underground electric?
I was not planning on going underground electric, I'm just gonna go overhead with the service.
Okay.
They might have to move like a tap on the pole or something like that, bring it in over that way, but.
That's fine, if you were gonna run the conduit through the 100-foot, you just add it now to the
Now
plan.
the
and
poles
you're
up,
just-
Pulls up there, I might have them, bring it back and tap it off of a little bit farther down the
Oh,
hill.
yeah, mid
See if I
span.
can, like,
But if it's a
tap and
pole
come up that way,
that,
but it'll be overhead, I won't,
there,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
we're
no,
not
no
really.
issues for us.
yeah.
But even that would have been outside the 100.
Yeah, I believe all, except for, like Kevin's saying, is removing that, this little shed there, everything, all the other work will be done outside the 100, between the 100 and 200.
Were there comments from DEP regarding this?
Yeah, there was.
Did you see the comments?
I saw the comments, I believe they want page 3 of the NOI to be updated with, it has the altered areas. The original altered areas were close to 7,000 square feet, with including, the septic and the house. And then I'll just update them, I've actually got them updated, I can give you them now, but, it's only like another 1,000 square feet of altered, and that's because they're count the paved area and then moving the driveway as alterations.
Yeah.
And I will go back and seed all that, so
Yeah.
they're altered, but
Yeah.
they're gonna be grass in the end.
Mhm.
They also came back and just wanted a bit more description on the work I'm doing, as opposed, they were giving me some, can't remember what the article was, but they just kind of reference it and saying, watershed mitigation, making sure they have 5 different standards for making work in the
In the 200.
wetlands better, or
Okay.
making sure you're not making it worse. So they just wanted a more updated, literature on the work I'm doing. Then,
Yes, CMR 310-5. There's a 8 through 8.
Did your father do that already? Yeah.
Yeah, my dad's been working on it with me, and then my
Yeah.
brother's also a civil engineer, so he's been,
Yeah. Well, I knew it was in your family, so.
yeah.
The civil
You're
engineer,
lucky.
civil
No,
engineering and filing part's not gonna be a problem for you
No,
guys.
yeah, exactly.
So,
And then they had
is there anything
one
that we
other-
need to incorporate into the order of conditions, the amended order of conditions besides the, disturbed areas?
It's the altered
For the
values
altered
for the
areas.
disturbed areas, it's that.
I meant the total square footage of altered.
Yep.
So other than that, there's nothing else that needs to be incorporated.
So those 3 things, the map was one of them, and the narrative they're talking about.
But you've got the map done,
Yep,
narrative is gonna be
they're
done,
working on that now, and then
Okay.
new altered areas.
and you'll have that done before you. And, you'll have that done probably pretty soon.
Yeah, I'll probably have it done tonight, and then just, would you guys like to review the narrative before I send it to DEP?
We really should review it before we close
Yeah.
this out.
Yeah,
Just to be safe.
With that too, if you allow me to, there's some verbiage in there.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But we really should wait to have that narrative.
Yeah.
Before we modify this.
that's fine.
So I make a motion that we, continue this to the next meeting of March 26th, because we should have it done.
Yep.
I have a second.
Second,
Second, oh,
Mike got that. So before we do it, does anyone else have any questions or requests? We're good. One of the things you should add to this before it's submitted and before the next meeting is the additional wattle along the proposed driveway or
Yeah,
whatever.
right on that 100.
Yeah, right in the 100 line,
Yeah,
or walls,
yeah.
or hay bales or something
Well, I'll
like that.
jump it around the shed.
Yeah,
Go through
yeah,
the
yeah.
shed.
Wattles is
Yeah.
best.
Wattles will lay flat right on there,
Sure.
Jack, quick and simple, and most inexpensive way to do it.
And then you'll have the narrative.
Unless you got a bunch of hay bales down the farm. I don't think so.
All right, so we have motion and a second, roll call vote, starting with Mike.
If I said yes,
James Gates, yes.
Kevin Smith, yes.
Pat Gemma, yes.
All right, perfect. I'll come back for the next meeting and
Just send it to Colby Pryor. or
Yeah.
He can
Keep
help
one of
with-
those. We'll be all done.
Thanks for joining us, Jack.
Yeah, thanks for having
Thank you,
me.
Jack, nice to see you.
That was
Maybe
pretty
we'll
nice.
enjoy when you move to
I'm
town.
on it.
thank
Yeah,
you.
What kind of house are you building?
it's gonna be a two-story colonial with a big farmer's porch and attached garage.
Nice,
Should end up being a pretty nice house.
good for you.
I'm sure it will be.
So,
It's picking out all the other things, but inside the house is more exciting.
it's a lot of options, a lot of choices.
Yes, especially nowadays.
Mhm. All right. Thank you guys very much.
Thank
Welcome
you,
to sit,
thanks,
to
Jack.
sit and hang out with us if you want.
So when you become a Townsend resident, you can join the Conservation
Yeah,
Commission.
That's true, you got a couple.
Because
of the,
boy, I'll tell you what, we
spots
could, we could use a young lad like yourself with the experience that, you've had not on the ocean, but growing up in your father's company.
there. Oh, yeah, you hear all about it all the time. Yeah. So.
I just can't wait till I get to be like your dad.
We're halfway there.
All right, you guys have a great
Thank
night.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jack, nice to see you.
Yeah. Good.
All right, 3.2, 324 Main Street, sanitary referral notice, construction of new fuel station and store.
This is the plan for this guy.
Is there anything that has to do with us? Then roll it right back up.
It's, everything here is outside the 100, outside the 200, nothing here. Nice.
I'm gonna read this just because we have to, in accordance to Mass General Law, Chapter 40A and the Townsend zoning bylaws, Section 145-42. Site plan review special permit in Section 145-65 special permits, Townsend General Bylaw, Chapter 85, NPDS Phase 2 Stormwater Management, and Chapter 175. Article 5 Stormwater Regulations. The planning board will hold a public hearing on Monday, April 14th, 2025 at 6:35 PM in the Selectmen's Chambers at Memorial Hall, 272 Main Street, to review an application received from 324 Main Street Partners LLC. The applicant is proposing to renovate an existing vacant gas station and convenience store located at 324 Main Street, map 50, block 17, lot 0. The project includes reconstruction of an existing building to include a convenience store, second floor office space, and a coffee shop with drive-through service. Ooh, another coffee shop. The project will also improve an existing pump station and canopy and provide 8 fueling positions, 24 marked parking spaces, and a new sign location are proposed. Property is in the RA3 zoning district and the Aquifer Protection Overlay District. Public remote access information to the meeting is TBA and will be provided on the town calendar. So, Mike's looking at it.
Well, I'm just trying to see where it is. I don't know.
You know what, when you go home from here, go up like you're gonna go back home. You're gonna see the school, Spalding School on your right. Just up a little ways on the left, you'll see the old gas station.
Yeah, oh, that's the one.
That's
Okay,
the one.
so, oh,
The same owners, so actually, the new owner is the guy that ran it for years, previously.
well, that's been,
You know, that new White House that was built just before it on the left that says back off the road,
okay.
that's the father.
Oh, okay.
And that's where he started when he came to this country, he
Yeah.
started at that gas station.
Oh,
And then they shut it down.
More like a mom and pop kind of.
Then they shut it down because of
The new gas
oil
station.
leak or whatever it was, gas leak. So he went off and bought a gas station. He never owned this one at the time. It was leased. He went and bought a few gas stations, and he wants to retire. He had the opportunity to buy that recently. So the father wants to retire there running that gas station.
Oh, so what are they gonna do about the spillage?
It's all done. It's all cleaned up.
It's all cleaned up?
It's all remediated.
Oh.
So they're just coming before the boards now to
Okay.
hopefully get approval to get started pretty soon.
Can I say a couple of things?
Yes, sir.
The stormwater system on that is pretty awesome, and with the included infiltration basin, it's pretty good. So the only thing I can suggest, it's non-jurisdictional, right? No water resource areas. The only thing you might suggest is more of a planting plan.
I
Yeah,
think we'll be coming in with a planting plan.
Yeah.
For that, and a landscape plan,
okay,
moving forwards.
that's good. We do have a parking.
I don't have to, I don't really have to abstain because it's not because it's not jurisdictional for our board, but I'm the contractor. I'll be the contractor record for the job. So
Do we have a say in the landscape or is that planning board?
that's planning,
That's anymore.
but we're gonna be doing it up
You can
nicely.
suggest.
No, you're opening those rabbit holes that I like. So as much as I want to go down those rabbit holes,
We just haven't got to that point yet. But I can assure you it'll be landscaped up nice, it's done. And there'll be several trees planted and some privacy plantings as well.
do you have any thoughts,
Nope. Yeah.
Mike? I know you asked.
Well, I'm just curious where it was, and I showed up here Summers when I met Jane in the seventies, and that was only open for a few years, so it's been closed for a long time, hasn't it?
No, it was opened back up in
Yeah, because
Oh, yeah.
1995, I believe it was.
This is why we need Jimmy
1990,
right
and
now.
then he ran it until it closed. Helios did, the owner.
Yeah.
yeah, this is wife and
2000,
daughter.
because his
working
kids were
there.
all through the school system while that was still open,
So,
probably 2010.
I mean, the motion we just issued, no comment. There's a second,
I second that.
Pat second, roll call vote starting with Mike.
Mike Potts said yes.
James Gates, yes?
I will.
Definitely
Now
yes.
that she's here.
Yeah, because I was working at a bus company when that was open.
4.1, completion of land surveys on West Meadow and Dudley property.
Is that I duly abstained?
What?
Do you have it on there that I abstained?
Colby will.
Okay,
in the
all
minutes.
right, thanks.
It's recorded.
Just wanna make.
Yeah, no, you have to. So, Colby, they completed, Gillis and Roy completed the land surveys.
They did, yeah.
Um,
And they sent me files. I don't have it printed out, but
The survey file?
yeah.
so I will get a hold of the Boy Scouts and we can have them put up
Tag
the
it.
placards. That was right before you came. We talked to, their convent. We're doing that.
So we got a nice bunch of them, nice little metal tags.
Sure. Yep, yeah, and that's part of the grant too, to pay for that.
Yeah.
We have in-kind services and putting up placards, is part of it. So if we could, just we could keep a tally of hours and people, volunteering. And putting them up.
So what I'll do is there should actually be a file on this or documentation, because I know Jessica had asked for the email. And I can have, maybe you can reach out to Derek Congdon, the Boy Scout leader,
Okay.
for
I try to circle back to this later this week with you.
What's his name again?
Derek Condon.
Thank you, Colby.
But he's got, this is a merit badge for those boys, so.
Yeah.
I'll send you his email. I know I have it, just so you don't have to go search.
I worked up the final report for that too, so that the rest of the funds can get dispersed.
Because I think there was a little bit of extra money left too. Do we need to order placards? I don't know how many we have.
That's news to me, so I don't know.
We're looking, I thought we had.
What?
50,000.
I don't know. I don't remember. But I know we had just a little bit of extra money.
Are they down in the closet? I mean,
And,
yeah.
I think we do. I just don't know how many. Thank you for the candy pat.
I don't know. They've been sitting in the kitchen for a while since I left Miss last meeting.
Okay, so do you have anything else you want to add to that?
Seems like I did, but no. Nope.
That's even better.
5.1. Mike, when, gonna provide us a wrap up of MEC.
Yeah, just quickly, it's like, I think, well, I'll probably be going to this, annual thing every year now. It's just, they got over 30 workshops and, presentations to choose from. I did a fundamental all morning. We went over mapping, contours, slopes. Basically, I realized that I knew a few things here and there, but mostly there were a lot of gaps, and this helped fill in a lot of gaps. I didn't know about Mass Mapper. That seems like an incredible resource.
That's a good tool.
The one thing that, we went over besides the maps and the plans, site visit procedures, so a lot of basic stuff, but then the two classes that I took were the wetland replication projects. And if you recall last meeting, I asked a question about the replication, and now I know a lot more about that. And creative solutions for improving wildlife habitat functions. And so I think that in situations where people aren't necessarily going to have lawns and manicured shrubs and all that, if there are opportunities and they don't, we could make suggestions about how they can leave stone piles, leave snags, and things like that. So, like I said, I thought it was excellent. I'd like to do it again. The one thing, and the reason that I asked to save this map is that I think the coloring really makes it a lot easier to see. So in the fundamentals workshop, he had us, and there were about 30 of us sitting at tables of 5 or 6, gave us a map, and he color coded. Let's see, the color codes: green, wetland boundaries; blue, 100-foot buffer; pink, 50-foot buffer; orange, the proposed work. So everything is color coded. And he pointed out, I think the obvious, but once he points it out, that some people have no problem reading a map, and other people might be sitting there.
It's just a bunch of lines.
That's right. So I would like to get permission to come in before a meeting when someone submits a plan to color code it, so that we can make sure that we can see what we're looking at.
You don't need our permission to go. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Yeah. It really helped. I mean, once we did it, it was like, oh my God, we can see things.
There are times that it's tough to find them.
Yeah.
Some of these engineers will put so much crap on it that you don't need.
Yeah. He did point out, and he was the chair of the Conservation Commission in somewhere, I'm not sure, that you really have to be careful when you're looking at these maps check the legend, check the title, I'm gonna get one of those triangular rulers to check the scale, because he says you'd be surprised how many times they're not accurate, and, so not that we wanna be picky.
I think that happens a lot less now, Mike, because a lot of these are digitally drawn.
That's right.
But it does happen.
It does
though.
happen.
Trust
Yeah.
It does happen,
Yeah.
but it happens at a lot less frequency today than it did 30 years ago.
Right.
When
And part of
I was
that is-
involved, and when all the plans were hand drawn.
Right, yeah.
Part of that though is making sure there's a revisions list on it.
Yeah,
At any rate, so if I can, just check the
I think
maps
it's a
and cover
great
them a
idea.
little bit.
I think,
Now,
yeah.
Now,
You
I
got
don't
my
know,
vote.
I don't know what his, is it Chris?
That was just here?
Yeah.
Jack.
Jack. I don't know if, the original plan that was presented was more detailed and explained. This doesn't have a key, well, it's got a sort of a key, but not really.
I think that's an overlay drawing that Jack did
Yeah,
off of Dillis and Roy's plan.
that's what I figured.
That would
But-
be my take on that.
Yeah. And when someone brought up a situation like this, and I will say that there wasn't just rookies there at this workshop, there were people who had been on commissions for quite a while. He said something like this, you don't have to be picky, this is
He's pretty thorough with that.
finite
Jack probably
situation.
did that himself. He comes from a family of septic designers and civil engineers.
Yeah,
His father was in business many years doing that. His brother does it. And Jack, I actually thought Jack was involved in it. I had Jack confused with his brother. Jack was on the Merchant Marines.
yeah. At any rate, well, workshop was, the whole day was great. And I'll do it again.
That's great.
If I can pick up little tidbits here and there, pass them along.
No,
That
that's
sounds good to
great.
me.
And encourage it, it's. Oh. No, thank you for going.
And it will allow me to participate more in the discussion rather
Mhm.
than, Mike, what do you think? Oh, I think.
Yeah,
I
that's
just say it
me.
like,
That's me.
You're a quick
Well,
learner,
so
Mike.
so I say it like that because I don't want people to think that
Oh, no,
I forgot about you, or
I think,
these two are just doing the talking.
I think that's your
I'm
responsibility to do that, really. I don't know. if
I
it's
don't,
legally
sugarcoat it.
responsible,
We like
but
to have-
it's-
Me
We
to
like
say
to have
something, I
everybody's,
will.
We
we like to
should.
have
Yeah, we
everybody's
should.
involvement.
Yeah.
That's why you'll see me sometimes getting up and actually kind of going through the plans.
Yeah.
To show you folks.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never really
So
seen
Pat
any of these
to make
maps
Pat understand
before.
No,
it,
but
you
you're-
understand
This
it
is-
better.
This is-
All new,
What?
That's how you learn.
so that's good
but your
because,
third
yeah,
year, Pat, and you're
You're becoming an expert, Pat.
yeah. I
So-
mean, it's helpful when you do that way. I
it,
don't- But if you
it
color
takes
What's the
code,
right
that would be
thing to do?
really
It's
good.
the right
Yeah.
thing to do.
but as you know, MACC has classes, they have as many as you want, and.
Right, online classes, and one of the nice things that, what they do, I haven't received it yet, but before the fundamentals class, he sent, everyone the 30-something slide PowerPoint, so we could preview it. And the other people had PowerPoints as well, the other two workshops, but what they do is they send everyone all of the PowerPoints. So even though I didn't go to, Salt Marsh Restoration, if I was interested in it, I'm gonna get that PowerPoint, and it might be interesting, so. It's, I was, I knew they existed, I knew everybody thought highly respected, but you have to be impressed with MACC, you really do, yeah.
It's a great
Thank
networking
you, Mike.
opportunity too, so.
Yeah.
I encourage that, so. Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Everything else what?
Do you have anything else you'd want to add to your wrap up?
Well, color coding, probably not. Let's just say that I'm hoping that the new knowledge that I have will allow me to be more proactive in the discussions and make suggestions that I wouldn't have known existed before, so. Yeah.
Great, thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
Great. Items for discussion at next meeting. We have 56 Bayberry. There's also the one on Warren Road. Warner Road? Yeah, Shirley Road.
We have RDA that can do for 25 battery.
Okay. What about your, Mike, yours, Mike?
If we're
That's
gonna
a
be on it.
septic upgrade, am I correct, Colby? I'll have to abstain from that one.
Okay.
I
And then-
submitted the demolition permit today. I think that's one of the things you wanted done by then.
No, I said, we just.
Well, I know, it wasn't,
Go,
it wasn't
go.
required, but you suggested that we should go ahead, we not wait for your decision.
Start the process.
Yeah,
All right, so, but you'll have all what we need for the next meeting.
I think so.
Okay.
And that Shirley Road, what's the other one? Shirley Road?
Yeah. Old Battery Road. And then 56 Bayberry Hill and if there's other stuff, there's other stuff.
That's one more, but I'll get it to you. Probably do a walkthrough, a site visit
For Shirley?
for the road.
No, that was the plan, so you'll have to schedule it. You base it on your schedule, and if any people can make it, they can make it, just like how Jessica and Autumn did it. You know, trying to get times out of all of us can be.
Right.
And then take pictures and document it.
Are they usually Wednesdays, the day of the meeting?
In the past,
We've always done meeting
Yeah.
on Wednesdays.
And in the
It's the
morning,
night this night this room is open. We to meet.
no, sidewalks.
Oh, sidewalks.
So, all right, well, our next meeting is March 26th, April 9th, and April 9th. We also have, Mass Wildlife for the next meeting. So it is 7:48. I make a motion to adjourn.
Second,
Second,
Oh, Mike got it. Roll call vote, please.
Mike Potts said yes.
James Gates, yes.
Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith.
no, yes,
Yes, yes.
at
I bet I
Yeah,
had 20 already.
We're not recording anymore?